morning, everyone. Today is a beautiful Monday morning, and make sure you have your ears and eyes open for this one. My name is Andrea Howard, and today we have an interesting topic for you. If any of you have ever been to a European country, you know how passionate Europeans are when they communicate. As they speak, you can hear the strength, determination, and most of all, honesty in their voices, especially in one particular language. Italy is well known for their decadent foods and beautiful sceneries, but another characteristic they're famous for includes something that's part of their language: hand gestures. The use of nonverbal communication Italians use add on to the verbal portion and help them express themselves with a different sense as well. Some researchers believe that hand gestures have been a part of the Italian culture since the Greeks colonized Italy. Some believe hand gestures were first used for competition, trying to call more attention to oneself in populated areas such as southern Italy. Isabella Poggi is a professor of psychology in Italy, and she stated it best: Italians use hand gestures to beg, swear, insult, etc. Professor Poggi has identified about 250 hand gestures that Italians have used in a normal conversation. Today, I have brought my own personal master of hand gestures, a woman that is most dear to me, my mother, to speak with you all about her culture. Cristina Toffoli Howard was born and raised in a small town called Pozzuolo in northern Italy, and is no stranger to the active communication Italians use. Before we speak to her, I would like to show you a quick video that I have found with some awesome examples of Italian hand gestures. Take a look. And we are back. I am now here with my mother, Cristina Toffoli Howard. Mom, how are you doing today?
Very well, thank you.
That's great. So as we all know, you're from Italy. How many years have you lived there?
I was born and I lived there for 25 years.
Wow, that's a super long time. So tell me a little bit about your language and the hand gestures you use. When you're speaking with your friends, do you realize the activity your hands are doing while speaking, or is it natural to you?
It is natural to me. I don't realize that I'm working with my hands, nor I see the hands of my friends. So it's very natural.
Very cool. Why do you think Italians have earned the infamous reputation of using their hands when they speak?
Obviously, this never came to my attention until later in life, and I don't believe I have an answer. I think we use our hands as a natural way of expressing ourselves.
Interesting. So, I'm extremely curious, and I bet everyone at home watching is extremely curious too. What are some of the most popular hand gestures?
We have a lot of we have yes, we have a lot of gestures for different moments.
Very cool. Very
Yes.
cool. When you visit Italy now versus when you lived there in the past, have you noticed any changes with the hand gestures used? Were there certain gestures that you used as a kid that have been outdated by new gestures?
Yes, I've noticed that. Also, it could vary between locations. Some locations, like in southern Italy, could have different gesture than northern Italy has, as well as some gesture I could have used when I was a kid. They're no longer really popular, and new ones are coming in, or just a way of expressing a little different, overall. There are differences on how you use it. We say like this to make a little kid calm. We say like this to say hello. And when we count, when I was a child, I learned this is one. One, uno, due, tre, quattro, cinque. Versus here, people start from, I don't know, this finger, this. We don't. Our thumb is number one. So that is a little different that I can think of at the moment.
Very cool. Now, last question to you before we go to commercial break. What do you think a con to using hand gestures would be?
People can often misunderstand you, especially when you kind of do that. It's not a big deal, but people really could get a little offended by certain gestures like that. And so here, I think I personally I found myself using my hands less than I would in Italy. Definitely when I go there, it comes out more. Here is more calm because again, I think people could misunderstand me.
Interesting.
Yes.
Mom, I just want to thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your valuable point of view in this discussion.
It has been my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, everyone. When we come back from a commercial break, we'll talk about why hand gestures are sometimes not the greatest use of language. See you after the break.
Oh, no, 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 no. Why you use this cheese for? You crazy? Or what? You want a perfect pizza? Use perfect cheese. This one. She have 3 cheeses. It's better.
It's easy to make authentic meals when you think Italiano.
Ask for pineapple.
Your mother ask for daughter.
Welcome back, everyone. I just want to say thank you one more time to my beautiful mom for sharing her insight about her very own culture with all of us. Now, sometimes Italians may use hand gestures as a form of negative communication. For example, professional soccer player Fabrizio Cacciatore got in trouble in 2006 during a soccer game after forming a handcuff gesture behind his back, which stands for match fixing. In sports, match fixing is a term to describe a game that has already been predetermined from the beginning. This gesture resulted in a 3-game suspension as well as a fine. Some may use hand gestures towards others in a provocative way while speaking. In 2008, founder of the conservative Northern League, Umberto Bossi, raised a middle finger while the Italian national anthem played. Although it may be considered rude and unpatriotic, the act was considered a freedom of speech. At the end of the day, the moral of the story is that hand gestures help enhance the understanding of what one is trying to convey, no matter if the message is positive or negative. From waving hello to throwing your hands in the air from anger, you will most definitely understand what the Italians have to say. I am Andrea Howard, and thank you so much for tuning in to this week's message.